It is 10 o'clock. Welcome in. This is Three-Man Front on Jocks. Pat Landrum, Molly Conrad with you until 2 o'clock. A lot of college football talk coming up over the next 4 hours. We'll talk to our Vegas insider, Brian Edwards, at 10:45. Some NBA playoff prognostications from Brian, but we'll get into Auburn A-Day. They had their second scrimmage yesterday. Peter Raderkus, who covers the Auburn Tigers for AL.com, he will join the program at 11. David Waters, the Gators Breakdown podcast. The Florida Gators, John Summerall, they wrapped up spring practice over the weekend. 48,000 in attendance there in the swamp, watching the new regime as the Gators chomp their way through spring practice. So we got a lot of football talk that we will get into today. Today is very special today, not only because it's tax day and Conrad has not yet due his taxes, but
Conrad,
it's the fact that today is Jackie Robinson Day. That's right. On this date, back in 1947, Jackie Robinson made his debut with the Brooklyn Dodgers, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on in the program because Birmingham, Alabama has a little special place in the history of Jackie Robinson and, of course, 1947. But we start today with an exciting night in Atlanta, Georgia. The Braves are never going to let Landrum Roberts leave the vicinity of the Atlanta Metroplex because he was in attendance last night. Magical. Exciting game. As you were able to go over and enjoy a Braves victory.
It was wonderful. Went and had great seats. It was a beautiful night. Had a nice little breeze. Did not get off to a great start as the Braves really stumbled all over themselves. They fall behind 4-0. At one point, Marlins had runs and 5 hits, and the Braves had nothing. But true to form.
That's why they played 9 innings.
Hey, Pat, you keep your head down. You just keep chopping wood.
That's right.
And that's what they did.
That's right. This is the way it sounded, a very critical, pivotal point of the game on the Braves radio network right here on Jocks.
Bases loaded, 2 down. Braves down 2 runs. All 3 runners take their leads. Ball and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Hit in the air, deep left center field. Back to the gap, it flies, and that's down for a base hit. Here we go. 1 run in, 2 runs in, a 3rd run in. Dominic Smith just mangled one into the gap, and the Braves take the lead in the 8th. 6-5 Atlanta.
I could hear in the background Landrum Roberts.
Could you hear me and our buddy Steve from Tuscaloosa?
You guys were yelling. I could tell during the broadcast. I was listening to it, and I said, "There's Landrum."
Oh, it was great.
I was like, "Ian, there's Landrum. Listen."
It was magical. We made best friends with everybody in our section.
I bet you did.
Could not get any of the Marlins players' attention, which is probably good because they had family members that were in front of us, and so I feel like that there was but it was an exciting night for baseball. It's such a great venue. Marlins fans were having fun until the very end.
I bet they were.
But beautiful night for baseball.
It sure was. As Landrum mentioned, the Braves down 4-0 in the second inning, 5-3 in the 8th inning till what you just heard take place. Drake Baldwin had 2 hits, drove in a run. He's now got 18 ribbies on the season. And how about you were there for history? Matt Olson played in his 800th consecutive game. That is the longest streak in the history of Major League Baseball. Did you know that? 800 games in a row. That's the 11th most.
Oh, yeah, 11th most.
Yeah, 11th most in Major League Baseball history.
Matt Olson, he just comes in and he does his job.
Mm-hmm.
And a Georgia kid, grew up loving the Braves. No, it was a really, really fun night. You can tell there's a different energy in the park. And I know that you probably get this, but you don't understand it from a Braves perspective, being a Cardinals fan. But there is definitely a different vibe with this year's team. Nobody was leaving that stadium last night.
Oh, so you mean all the locker room problems that we heard about last year?
Feel like those have been resolved. Well, you got a black belt in there regulating.
That's true.
You know,
he's like, you saw
you
what
don't
I
want
did.
Skip coming out of his office in his, what do they call those things that they wear? It's the robe, but it's called something else. Anyways, you don't want him coming out. A gi. Yeah, you don't want him coming out. Walt comes out of the office and he's in that gi. You better look out.
That is unbelievable. But, man, you can't say enough about Dominic Smith. I mean,
right?
What a bargain. He signs a minor league contract with the Braves in March. He makes $1.25 million. And what's he got now? He's got a .395 batting average. I think, drove in like 15 or something like that. It's crazy.
And I was telling the guys in the Braves fans that were next to us, and we were talking about it, and they're like, where did this guy come from? And basically, he might have been relegated or released to a minor league deal had Urix and Profar not cheated and taken illegal supplements.
Yeah.
So that kind of created that roster spot, and they didn't really know, and they said, well, we'll kind of try it. But it is apparent his teammates love him.
I would too.
Well, not only for what he does, his personality, he's just got a big personality, pretty infectious, but it was fun.
If you had brought up Dom Smith to me a month ago, I would have said, oh, yeah, he probably retired from the Mets like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I did not know he was still playing baseball.
But he has hit the ball. He has hit the ball hard every time that he has been up, whether he's gotten an out, hit it right at somebody, but most of them he's finding the gap or hitting them over the wall.
Braves get the win last night. They will go for the series victory today. Bryce Elder on the bump, 1-1, 1.02 ERA, going up against Chris Paddock. Paddock used to be a Padre. He used to be really good at the Padres. Right now he's got a 0.2, 6.14 ERA for the Marlins.
One thing that I did notice last night that we haven't really talked about, we got the ABS system. So I'm watching the pitches, and they're just missing. Not once did you get a, come on, Blue. Quit squeezing him. None of that. ABS has eliminated all of the heckling and it's the jeering of umpires with the strike zone, because everybody just assumes, well, the ABS has got it. Surely they would know.
To show what a geek I was and am, I gave Landrum some very simple instructions before he left Social Taco. And at first, he was apprehensive.
Number one was, don't have an accident in the car on the way over.
Well, that was after
I said, thank
all
you.
the potty talk.
Thank you, Pat.
Then the conversation led to the type of mahi he was going to buy out of the guy's front yard, which is a tradition as me and Landrum go to Georgia. The other was the purchase of a City Connect personalized jersey.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, you did it right.
Thank you.
It looks fantastic.
It's my first personalized jersey. Well, I got one from Birmingham Southern, and it was for autism awareness, and I have that one. I'm proud of that one. But last night was my first personalized Major League jersey, Braves for.
Was Dorothy okay with it?
She was fine. She was fine with it. So I got her one. And the thing is,
did you get Roberts on the back of hers?
They did not have the letters or the numbers yet for the women's jersey in the City Connect.
Okay, I got you.
But the good news is we're going back next weekend for a couple of games.
So you'll be able to get her one.
And they said that they would have them in.
How long did it take? Like once you stood up, like
22 minutes. I buy the jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I enter in my information. I want the number 23. I want Roberts. And then they said, okay, just fill out your information. We go to the Braves clubhouse store.
Right.
And while we're in there, I get a text, hey, your jersey's ready.
That's so cool.
It was awesome.
That is cool.
So how'd you pick the number? Is that just your favorite number?
23. There's several reasons why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's not just a Michael Jordan thing or a Michael Harris thing. Yeah, there's reasons.
Looked like it was a good crowd for a Tuesday night.
It was a good crowd.
Yeah.
It was a really nice night for baseball. It wasn't humid, so you
huge.
weren't getting a whole lot of carry with the ball last night. But it was a fun time. I encourage anyone, just go over if you. I saw Major League fans from all different representing all different teams, but it's just I think it's one of the best venues in sports, and that's not because I'm a Braves fan. It's just Conrad, you would agree as a Yankees fan, you like going over there.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, and everything that's going on. Like even like my wife's not a big baseball fan, but she had a great time going to the shops, getting drinks beforehand, hanging out on the Battery, and then going to it's awesome.
The ease in and out, and they got great stuff for kids and families. It's
all right. So,
right.
So you got a City Connect jersey, and now you've got a City Connect hat.
I got that.
Yep, that looks good.
I had a problem. This is the problem I have, and it was like going back to the Masters merchandise. I got into that clubhouse store, and there were so many things that I wanted. It was lightweight quarter zip. Oh, that'd be great if it gets cold if I play golf.
You said
that'd be great to walk to my mailbox in. Just
now you had a list from Dorothy. Did you?
I just got her the jersey. I said, look, you know how I get in there and I'll start. She loves it when I'm buying for her.
I thought she gave you a list of things,
just
but I guess
stop.
you're going to do that next weekend since you're going.
Yeah. But the one shirt that she wanted, I couldn't find.
Yeah.
They have a lot of options, but the blue is a hot color right now.
Did you get the Hello Kitty giveaway?
The what?
The Hello Kitty giveaway.
Was that last night?
Yeah.
Molly, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, that's right. You were a big fan of Hello Kitty as a kid.
I was. Wait, what?
What is that? Is that the?
Is this the theme song?
Is this the Hello?
Is this the Hello Kitty? No way.
Molly!
Stop it. You did it.
From the Braves to you. Hello Kitty, chop on.
Oh, I'm so happy.
You
I could cry. Thank you.
Hey, thanks Steve from Tuscaloosa. He's the one that wrestled it away from that 8-year-old girl.
Oh my goodness. She doesn't deserve it. I do. This was my childhood.
She was
Look
a
how
little bratty.
cute.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, seriously. Yeah, that was Steve was on a mission. We were going to get that, and there were some hurdles.
Oh, this is the best day ever.
But
Thank you.
That makes it worth it.
This
right
is going to
there.
go with my stuffed animal collection on my bed.
Good.
Yay, it's so look at it.
So now the Braves are your National League team.
Yes, thank you. Now I have an AL and an NL team.
I've got an ally.
Yes. You have just made another Braves fan.
Yay.
I know, like you said, I now have a National League team. This is the best day ever.
See, Pat, this is like Christmas when you were watching your kids open up presents.
That's great.
It's great.
I had no idea. Thank you.
Leanne, we need more coffee. And a sweet roll. All right. Well, good.
I'm so excited, Landro. This is the best day ever.
Okay.
Can I go? I'm going to get one for every team now. No, I'm kidding. Just the Braves. Yee.
That's very sweet of you, Landrum.
Yes.
Pat, now what do we want?
I'm good. I don't need anything from Atlanta.
Lemon pepper wings.
I'm good.
I mean, he's
No.
stone cold.
Yes.
I don't know what you want me to do.
No.
They're not my team. I don't. That's great. She's happy. Fantastic.
All right.
Are we done?
We're done.
Fantastic. This is Three Man Front on Jocks. When we come back, we will get into some college football talk here on Jocks. It is 10:16. Welcome back in. This is Jock's three-man front coming up at 10:45. We will talk to Brian Edwards from Vegas Insider. 11 o'clock, Peter Rauterkus. Yesterday, we told you a little bit about what happened during Auburn's second scrimmage of the spring. Alex Golish met with the media for a while, just like our interview last
Almost
Friday.
30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Golish is not shy from answering some very interesting questions. Let's listen to Alex Golish. He told us about Gus Malzahn being at practice and some other items of note at the second scrimmage of the spring for the Auburn Tigers.
First, Coach Malzahn came out. That was his first one of spring. I've been trying to get him here. He's moving back and will be a huge resource for me, and super grateful for him and Christy and the support that they've shown myself and Lex, and which has been awesome. So super grateful to have a wealth of knowledge here and a guy that cares about Auburn so dearly. Situational scrimmage. We went right at 100 plays. So really, again, for the twos, kind of a half of football worked. Started out with a coming out drill. So the ability to get a stop and drive the field, which was a really good work for us. Worked some second and long situations into third downs, playing them out, and then put some special team stuff in the middle, some competition stuff in there, and then worked some third downs, and then worked some red zone. Worked the Iron Bowl period was an end of game situation. So a lot of really good situational football. I think that's kind of our next step. As a team is not just how do we play, the intent which we play with, certainly the mentality which we play with, but man, now situational football. I think when you get to situational football, we talk about winning in the margins so much. That's where you see a young team show up is guys just not super aware of the sticks, not super aware of the clock, not super aware of what the other side of the ball is going to do in certain situations. So there's so much teaching going on right now.
Gus Malzahn at practice, energy level was okay at the start of scrimmage. Offense, according to what you just heard, took a huge step. He also added that the defense had its fair share of good plays and bad plays today. All right, so let's listen to him describe the offense taking a huge step forward with Byron Brown.
Yeah, there's when you do what we do offensively, there's always this aha moment. This is my fourth time doing this in this system. And there's always this aha moment of like, man, like when you consistently move the chains, the tempo catches up to the defense. Like there's this moment of, all right, this guy's tired and I am going to go physically either road rate him or run by him or whatever the play call is. I thought there were times today where the offensive line, the skill guys, felt that like we were efficient on early downs and we're able to go move it. You stay out of third and long, you have a chance, and early on in the scrimmage we did, and then I thought the defense bounced right back. We went into a second and long situation, and the defense 4 in a row got stops. And again, because you're not getting the drive started, that's where you kind of feel a halt to it. But there was enough really cool moments offensively of like these aha moments today, and I've had it where it's happened in the spring, I've had it where it's happened in fall camp, I've had it where it's happened week 5 of the season, where it's like, all right, like if we pick this up on first down and get to second and short and move the chains, now there's a rhythm to it. Today was the first time I feel like they felt that.
And it's interesting because the transfer portal, yes, he's bringing a lot of guys from Tampa, Landrum, but because of the era that we live in, there's a lot of new personnel. There's a lot of new terminology. There's a lot of new schemes that you're having to learn. And so as an Auburn fan, you got to feel good seeing and hearing what he's having to say about that aha moment for most of the guys on offense.
And we know that he's candid, but how much more detail have we gotten from Alex Golish in a couple of weeks of spring practice as opposed to what we got from Hugh Freeze over 3 years?
I mean, let's just be honest. With Hugh Freeze, it was a whim and a prayer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what
it was.
That's what Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze kept telling everybody, "Let's just trust me. Like, I've been a coach in this league. I know what's successful. I know what SEC players look like. We got to be big. We got to have girth. All that crap."
Yes.
That's all it was.
It was very surface level. It feels like Alex Golish is elbow deep in the guts of his program.
Yeah.
You need length and girth
Yeah.
in this league.
Well, you had both.
Yeah,
And look what you did.
Yeah, one of the best rosters Auburn's had in quite some time, and couldn't even get to a bowl game.
What bowl game was that, Coach?
Yeah, great job there, Reverend Freeze.
Hit them straight.
All right, next cut from Alex Golish. Leadership of this football team, very important.
If we're missing anything, it's that. Like, we don't have enough true leadership in there. And guys are trying to find their way. I'm trying to encourage it. For us to take another step, that's what's got to happen. And we're not there yet, and we will. Like, we're going to find guys in this group that feel confident enough to go lead. Because as long as it's coach-driven, we're going to hit a wall here at some point. But we need them for us to go to where we got to go, because we will win, and it's just a matter of these guys figuring out that it's on them to go win.
Someone's got to step up. The leadership's going to be very important, especially with a new group.
And I imagine it's just harder to have that leadership because you don't have that carryover as much as you do with your roster with so many guys going in the portal. And then for the guys that have been there, you're trying to lead, but you just met some of these guys just a few weeks ago, and there's that kind of awkward. But I do believe in what Coach Golish, you can't force it. It does have to happen organically. But maybe it does happen sooner rather than later.
Well, and I think to give a little bit of context, I thought it was interesting, and it makes sense why he did that. But when he was talking with the media, that question or that response came during the part of a question he was talking about the running backs, and he specifically mentioned Jeremiah Cobb as it's a guy that's been here. He's solid. He's dependable. But, like, he's got to find that voice. Like, he's got to be one of those guys that's, I've been here. I've been through the bad times. My production on the field speaks for itself. You know who I am. Follow me, and I will show you the example that you need to be. And, got to figure that out in the next few months.
So 30 minutes with Alex Golish yesterday. They get ready for their third and final spring scrimmage, which is coming up A-Day. He did describe it's going to be offense versus defense. That's going to be the format. Says the offense will get points for touchdowns, field goals, first downs, and explosive plays. And the defense, they're going to get points for sacks, tackles for loss, 3-and-outs, and turnovers. So going to have to kind of pay a little bit more attention if you're worried about the score on Saturday's A-Day game. Should be a beautiful day down at Jordan-Hare Stadium. And it's interesting because we have in studio right now one of Golish's big games this last year against a very good North Texas team. North Texas was 5-0 going up against the Bulls 4-1. This was in Denton, Texas. And this is the game that Byron Brown went nuts. I mean, he ran the ball incredible, threw the ball for touchdowns, and they absolutely pasted North Texas, one of the best offenses in the American Conference last year. So
what's interesting is we're watching all these cut-ups, and it's all Byron Brown and his teammates that he brought with him.
63-36 with 4 minutes left to go in the game. 63 points.
Who had the under in that one? I do remember we were on the road that week with UAB, Pat, but that was a Friday night game.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what that total was.
Yeah, 99 points scored. And South Florida is still looking like they're going to add more. Something else.
Okay. Well, that running back that just touched the ball, he did not transfer.
Yeah, he's not an Auburn Tiger.
No, he's not.
As a matter of fact, Byron Brown's not in the game. So Gaston Moore is the backup quarterback that is in now, up 63-36.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, that was the Tennessee kid, Gas Pipe.
Yeah, old Gas Pipe.
Yeah.
Old Gas Pipe.
Yeah.
That boy can run.
So Auburn getting ready for A-Day coming up this weekend. Really nothing new in the basketball transfer portal. I did see a report that former Alabama basketball player, I guess he's not former yet, he's still technically an Alabama basketball player, Aiden Sherrill. He's one of the top bigs in the portal. He completed an official visit in Indiana. He is heading now to visit Michigan State.
And that actually seems to be the favorite now, not Michigan, is Michigan State.
Well, according to this report, it says the Hoosiers are currently carrying the momentum for Aiden Sherrill.
Okay, well, that's changed that.
Says Sherrill averaged 11 points, 6.2 rebounds, 2.2 blocks per season. Again, this one particular report just says the Hoosiers are currently carrying the momentum for Sherrill.
Okay, so
Sherrill,
that tells me that you're going to the highest bidder.
Absolutely.
Not knocking it. That's just you're going to the highest bidder, and that's fine.
So nothing new.
I appreciate the due diligence that he's taking all these visits.
So the field of 68.
Why not? Wine and dine at 10 different colleges?
They have listed the top 100 players in the transfer portal, and a lot of them have already found homes. Matter of fact, out of the top 10, there are 5. The top 3 players have not gone yet to a new school. Number 6 and number 8, they have not gone to a new school. Aiden Sherrill is now currently the 24th best player in the transfer portal. He is the, I'm just looking around. Jovic, for a point of reference, he was 89th.
Oh,
Going to UCLA.
And he got $2 million.
we
think
we assume that he got
$2 million.
$2 million.
And you did see where I believe it was made official, where Wilkinson, the number 1 scorer from Georgia, is going to Arkansas.
Yeah, that's a
Jeremiah.
big one for Cal.
Yep.
That's huge. So the number 1 scorer, he was prolific.
I think he averaged 17.5 a game.
Started his career at Cal and then went to Georgia.
And now he's going to play for Cal.
No, he's going to play for Cal.
Oh, that's fun.
And, talking to Adam Sparks yesterday from the Knoxville News Sentinel, just the departure of some pretty good basketball players for Tennessee this last year, as that exodus has been.
I mean, they lost the majority of their roster.
Sure did.
Almost as many as the women's team. Not quite as many, but almost.
I'm sitting here looking, according to the field of 68, Tennessee had 1, 2, 3, 4 players in the top 100 leave in the transfer portal. Very interesting. And then you had Kate Phillips, who did not play last year.
But he's gone. Yeah.
He's gone. And the rumor is that he was at the Alabama A-Day game this weekend. So he might end up finding his way in T-Town.
Wouldn't be surprised at all. But from what it sounds like, Tennessee's losing those players, but it sounds like they're adding or on track to add, replace, equal to, or better.
Well, and I thought it was interesting what Adam said yesterday, that they had almost kind of flip-flopped in the last year or two on the NIL in terms of now it's whatever you need, Rick Barnes, we will give it to you in terms of resources to build a roster, whereas maybe they'd been a little more liberal with that the last couple of years helping football, and now it's all in on basketball.
They're not paying Nico.
Oh, that's a great point.
As of right now, according to the field of 68, they have gotten out of the portal the 63rd best player, Tyler Lundblade. He's now a Tennessee Volunteer. I think he is from Belmont. He's the big man from Belmont.
Okay.
Right down the road, kind of.
They also got Day James from California. He is the 74th best player. And Miles Rubin from Loyola of Chicago, he is the 90th best player. So those are the 3 players that they have gotten out of the portal to come to Rocky Top.
You know how fans are. You get really excited anytime it's new.
True.
Those numbers didn't blow me away.
No, you're probably going to want some guys in the top 30, top 40 if you're Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking. It's
college basketball portal cycle, but the amount of announcements or lack thereof seems like it's slower than football.
Yeah,
but maybe that's because the market's so upside down and people know they can get ridiculous money. Why stop taking visits?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because out of the top 30 players, according to the field of 68, half of the 30 have already found new homes. So there's still a little bit of room for, including the top 3 players in America. They have not.
Did that Iowa State kid, is he number 1 for them?
Yes.
Yeah.
But how long? I mean, we've had, 8-9 days of the portal being open?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, opened up a week ago yesterday.
Well, now they're working out package deals because you got Badunga and the Oregon kid that grown to Louisville is like they worked out a package deal for them to go together.
Yeah,
but it's good news for you because John Blackwell from Wisconsin is still available.
Well,
hey,
he's coming to Alabama.
That is your player.
Yeah, he will be at Alabama.
That's your guy.
That is who Conrad immediately.
Yeah, you average like 20 points a game. I want that guy on my team right now.
I guess sank your bracket.
I don't care. Bring him to D-Town now.
But I would say early going, it appears that Louisville has decided to open up the checkbook.
Oh, yeah.
Big
Yeah.
time. Big time.
Well, they know this is their time to pounce. Kentucky's wounded.
That's a great point.
Texas hasn't done a bad job either. They've gotten the number 9 player and the number 15 player in the portal to commit to them.
Miller.
Oh, random. Speaking of Texas, did you see that Rodney Terry is now joining Byington's staff at Vanderbilt?
Ooh.
Interesting.
That was announced this morning.
Well, I
Former
will tell you.
Texas
I will
coach.
tell you this: good for him because he was horrible as a basketball announcer on television. So I'm glad that he found a job
Me too.
because he was awful,
It wasn't great.
like horrible. Did I mention he was bad?
Is there a comparison? Is there?
I was looking for one, but then I would come across as sexist, and I don't want to do that.
That's okay.
Well, we already went over that one a couple weeks ago.
I think he was going Rebecca Lobo.
No, I actually think she does a good job.
She does a good job.
Yeah,
I
was
couldn't
thinking.
think of
I was thinking of somebody else.
Well, spring weather in Alabama is often unpredictable, but you can always rely on a Train home comfort system. And during their Spring Unstoppable event, you can receive up to $1,350 rebate on select Train home comfort systems. So go and learn more and find a comfort specialist near you at train.com.
Not only is it tax day, but this is a very important day in our nation's history. It is Jackie Robinson Day. We'll talk about that next on Three Man Front.
Three-man front here on this Wednesday, Jackie Robinson Day, across Major League Baseball. Braves a winner last night, come from behind fashion over the Miami Marlins. Braves on top in the NL East. How about Braves Vision? It is your new TV home of the Atlanta Braves, owned and operated directly by the Braves. If you are here in Birmingham, great news. Braves Vision already available. DirecTV, Xfinity, UVerse, Spectrum, and Fubo. But if you cut the cord like the Roberts household, you don't have to have cable. You get the Braves.TV subscription, $19.99 a month, $99.99 for the season. That's less than 70 cents a game. And there's no local blackouts. Take the Braves with you wherever you go with our friends at Braves Vision. Once again, go to Braves.TV. Get that subscription and find out all your ways to watch. Get more info at Braves.com/watch.
So the growing trend in Major League Baseball just announced about 30 minutes ago. The Detroit Tigers and infielder Kevin McGonigal, they've agreed to terms on an 8-year contract worth, are you ready for this? Guaranteed $150 million.
Holy smokes.
He's worth it.
The deal, which begins next year, covers the 2027 through 2034 seasons, which includes McGonigal's final 5 seasons of club control. The deal includes contract escalators in the final 3 seasons, so the total value of his contract is going to go up near $160 million. He is 21 years old. Mm-hmm. He entered the 2026 campaign ranked as the number 2 overall prospect in all of baseball, according to Baseball America and MLB Pipeline. This is continuing the growing trend, and I've mentioned this a few times on this radio show. You will continue to see this because teams are extremely concerned that there will not be baseball played in the 2027 season. So they believe they can get their young talent signed up now, and perhaps they'll see if these things will be grandfathered in. If there is a strike, that joins Connor Griffin from the Pittsburgh Pirates, who is the number 1 overall player. J.J. Weatherholt, who is considered the 3rd best prospect in all of Major League Baseball. He is currently the 2nd baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals. They believe he will be the next one that will get an incredible, lucrative deal to stay with their team for an extended period of time. So
you're not going to be able to pay Scooble.
Nah, he's next. They'll get my check.
That's what they've been telling him for a couple years now, huh?
Well, yeah.
Pretty much so.
Hopefully he's next up.
I was just looking at Drake Baldwin for a guy like him, but I see that he is not eligible for free agency until after 2030.
Yeah, because
so
they got the 5 years of control.
Yeah.
Today is Jackie Robinson Day. It's Major League Baseball's annual celebration of Jackie Robinson's life and legacy. On this date, back in 1947, Robinson broke baseball's color barrier when he took the field as a first baseman for the Brooklyn Dodgers. The movie 42, I imagine most of our audience has seen the movie. It was filmed at Rickwood Field back in 2012. Also in that movie, the Tutwiler Hotel in downtown Birmingham was also used to depict Philadelphia's Ben Franklin Hotel in a scene where Brooklyn Dodgers were turned away to Robinson's race. A lot of our audience also, they were extras in the movie 42. I know a lot of people that, not Ty Cobb, the movie Cobb was filmed at Rickwood Field, and 42. They used 600 to 700 extras in Birmingham for scenes at Rickwood Field. Very cool.
Yeah.
Place that we were talking to Mike Newton about yesterday.
But it was not cool for the people sitting in the attire that they had to wear the days that they were filming.
No, not at all. That was very hot because the filming took place, as you can imagine, in late spring, early June, which means in Birmingham with the heat and humidity.
The top hats and the wool 3-piece suits.
Yeah, that's probably
not conducive for that kind of weather.
Was not, but that was really cool that movie, which I thought was outstanding. You know, Harrison Ford played Branch Rickey, who was the general manager of the Dodgers, who took the chance and brought in, obviously, Jackie Robinson to play for the Brooklyn Dodgers. So that's really cool on Jackie Robinson Day to think back about what, not only the significance of him playing and breaking the color barrier in Major League Baseball, but also the fact that the movie 42, great flick, great sports movie, was filmed here in Birmingham and in Chattanooga. Those were the two. They used the old stadium that the Lookouts played in up in Chattanooga, and they used Rickwood, but using the Tutwiler Hotel in downtown Birmingham, that was pretty cool.
Going back to early elementary school days, I can remember 2 of the first books that I read. One was called Touchdown for Tommy, and the other was Jackie Robinson, and it was a children's book. Learned about Branch Rickey, and I'm so glad that I did, how much he meant not only to the game of baseball, but so many other aspects of society.
So today in Major League Baseball, you do not have to adjust your set. As you know, every Major League Baseball player will wear Jackie Robinson's number.
Don't let it throw you.
Yes. Now pitching, number 42.
Now batting, number 42.
For a PA announcer, it's a pretty easy night.
It's an easy.
Yeah.
Do you keep saying 42?
You'd have to, right?
I would think so.
Yeah. Really cool, though.
Yeah, it's super cool.
You know, if you're a homeowner or business owner in Central Alabama, you need a roof that you can count on. With our weather going to change like a yo-yo over the next couple of weeks, you need a company that truly understands our weather situation in Alabama, and that's Abide Roofing, 205-577-7338. Abide Roofing, they offer free, no-obligation roof inspections. Even if you don't see missing shingles, hidden damage can turn into an expensive problem. So that's why Travis Lloyd and his outstanding local roofing team, they're ready to get on your roof with that free, no-obligation roof inspection. And if they find damage, Abide Roofing, they're the insurance claim masters. They'll help you navigate the process. Make sure you get the coverage you deserve. Our good friend, Jody in Trussville, who always joins us on Tuesdays at Social Taco, he's using Abide Roofing right now. Says the communication with Travis and the gang is just incredible. They've already been on his roof a couple times, and they're dealing with his insurance company. So give them a call. Get started today. That's Abide Roofing, 205-577-7338, or simply go to their website, abideroof.com.
Our Vegas insider, Brian Edwards, he has got some hot picks for the NBA as well as some way too earlys for the college football season. Brian's next on 3-Man Front.
It is 10:47. Welcome back in each and every Wednesday on the program. Good friend of the show, Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com, Vegas Insider, joins us here on Three Man Front. Brian, the NBA playoffs, I know you did very well during the NBA season. We're now into the playoff push. How are things looking in your opinion? You got someone that, as of right now, we're going to get in some individual games, but just overall, NBA champion, anybody you like right now, the current odds?
Man, I mean, I think it's going to be Boston or OKC, and I don't really know that there's a whole lot of value with either, as I'm trying to get there to look at the updated ones. All right, Boston's plus 550. I wouldn't rule San Antonio out. Wemby is he's something else. But I just really, outside of those top three. So right now OKC's plus 120, San Antonio's 5-1, Boston plus 550. I don't really give anybody else much of a shot, to be honest, unless a bunch of injuries happen, which happened last year. What we had, like 3 superstars tear Achilles or tear ACLs last
Yeah, it was a mess.
Playoffs. So barring injuries, it's going to be one of those big three, which is no fun, but that's my opinion.
How much fun are the NBA playoffs for you? Because I know you follow.
Last year they were awful. They were unwatchable because my picks were like average. I wasn't like. They were so unwatchable that I don't even know that I could have watched them even if my picks were doing great. But my picks were like just doing average, and I could barely watch it. I didn't. Now I take that back. The Pacers, Knicks, I enjoyed, and I enjoyed the finals. The Pacers were fun, but there were so many mismatches and so many blowouts on like a nightly basis that it got real old fast for me. I mean, look, the whole product of the NBA, I mean, when we were growing up, I mean, I loved the NBA. But these days, I mean, when you have more than half your season and more than half your teams are trying to lose on purpose, and like 10 of them are trying to lose on purpose like 15 games into the season, that's a horrible product. And they got to change some things.
All right, so another game in the NBA that you really like, what would that be?
I would say Toronto plus 8 in game 1 at Cleveland. So they met 3 times in the regular season, and it was early in the year. It was before the Cavs got James Harden, but it's not like James Harden has been some, perennial playoff juggernaut. But Toronto won all 3 regular season meetings, and they won all by double-digit margins. And Toronto's playing well, and they're catching 8 against a Cleveland team that is basically a perennial flop in the playoffs. Not necessarily in the first round, but give me the Raptors plus 8 at Cleveland.
All right. You just mentioned these Spurs just a moment ago. Let's look at their game 1 and talk to us about some of the player props that you're looking at that you might like.
Okay, so Portland, for those of you unaware, Dene Avdija is an absolute monster. This kid went off last night at Phoenix. He had 41 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds. All right, in the 3 games against the Spurs this year, one of them he had 29 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. The other one, or another one, 37 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Another one, a triple-double, 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. So I can just look at the player prop numbers. They aren't out yet for game 1. But for his last 10 games, his points prop has been anywhere in the 23.5 to 25.5 range. Okay. He had 29, and 37. So I'm going to want his prop for points over. And then you just look at the assist. He had 12, 10, and 8. All right, I'm looking at his assist prop here in the last 10 games. It's been in the 6.5 to 7.5 range. So I like that over as well. So there's 2 plays. Dene Avdija for Portland, his prop on points and assists, I'm going to like it over. I mean, unless they just bloat it up big time, but I doubt they'll do that. So, especially with Wemby in the paint defensively. So that's what I'm going to like in that one.
What about Saturday? You've got Atlanta taking on the Knicks at Madison Square.
maybe a homer play, potentially.
Yeah, there's
but
the
my
Hawks coming out. Yeah.
Maybe,
Are you a-
perhaps. All right.
Are you a
the
Braves
Hawks
fan too?
No, he hits the Braves.
Why do you hate the
used to
Braves?
be. I tuned out baseball. I mean, I'll go head up with you guys on any Braves trivia, 80s through Chipper's retirement, and I think I will fare extremely well. But
What position did Biff Pocoroba play?
Catcher,
There you
backed
go.
up Bruce
That's good.
Benedict,
That's
who
good.
is a college referee or was for like 15 years after his
That's
baseball
good.
career.
No, Bruce
Come on.
Bruce
Bring
Benedict.
more,
That's
bring
good.
more, bring
His
more.
daughter lived across the street from me after she got married.
Whose birthday was yesterday?
Nice. Whose birthday was yesterday?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to guess. Dale Murphy? I don't know. Did I nail it?
No.
No, you don't know your Braves.
No.
Whose birthday was
Mad
yesterday?
dog.
Greg Maddox. You claim
He's
you're a Braves
booger
fan.
fan.
And it was a big one, Brian, 60. But
Yeah.
you know what? No, save it.
Hey, back to the
Tom
Hawks.
Glavine lives right down the street from me these days, guys.
Oh,
Does he?
Just drop the big name.
Tommy does?
Yeah, he's in our March Madness pool every year.
I bet he can still throw that circle change with a wiffle ball.
Probably.
Okay.
Hey, do you still have your John Concack jersey that you wear around the beach?
Your Tree Rollins?
Oh my God! How many bad contracts could we talk about with the Hawks?
Did Kiki Vandaway ever play for them, or was that just like the
He
Knicks
played for
another
he played for the Nuggets.
or the Nuggets?
Yeah, Kiki
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I remember John Concack though.
Oh yeah, remember? I think Detroit signed him, and we matched it, and that was a terrible move. But yeah, hey, I like the Hawks +5. By the way, they're 19-4 straight up their last 23. I'm omitting the regular season finale because they rested like their top 9 players.
Oh, okay.
And their 2 losses to the Knicks this year, they lost by 3 in both games, and they beat them outright in another one, and we're catching 5 here. So maybe not a homer play, maybe a little bit of insight that might lead us to a dub. We'll see.
I am curious. The volume of NBA playoffs, does it significantly go up once you get into playoff season from the volume that you talk to with the people in actually Las Vegas and around the
Yeah.
country?
Yeah.
So the playoffs, it kind of increases a good bit from the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are tentative when, like I said, everybody's tanking. You never know who's going to play till, 15, 20 minutes before game time. And so it's not as bad, with that in the playoffs. So, yeah, I think the action goes up a lot.
If someone is a novice in NBA wagering, is it a really, and I know it depends on the number that's posted, but like for me, I do not pay a lot of attention to NBA trends. I'll be completely honest. What you post, I will take to the bank in regards if I'm going to do something NBA wise, but outside of that,
That's
I don't.
pressure, Brian.
No, my point being, if just take the over, there's no defense played in the NBA. Like if I see a total,
Pat, I would say that kind of changes in the NBA. I'm sorry, in the postseason
Because they care and they're trying.
A lot of times I'm not watching. Well, yeah, sometimes they're trying on defense. Yes,
That's the problem with the
playoffs,
NBA.
They do sometimes try.
okay, what makes sense?
Better game. In other words, I would just if a team's been a dead over team all regular season, I wouldn't necessarily count on that in the playoffs because you're getting defensive game plans on a nightly basis. In a 7-game series, things can kind of change. So
I don't know if you want to go with that
I'd be
under.
careful.
We're going to play hard for 4 quarters tonight. It's the playoffs, man. What a joke. Brian, we appreciate you, though.
That's fair, Landrum. That's very fair.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great weekend.
You
See
as
ya.
well.